It's me, Stef, the alternate, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Daily Nerd Live Saturday edition. And yes, for those that haven't noticed, the past 24 hours, Stef, the alternate channel, has gone Christmassy. Oh, yes. Hope you guys enjoyed the pre-intro and the Christmas metal kind of music going on. I thought my, animation designer did a really good job. So hearts in the chat for my animation designer, Martin. He is absolutely like the king when it comes to things to do on my channel animation-wise. I basically turned around and I was like, you know, like all my pre-intro, intro, outro, and all my animations that you've done on my channel. He's like, yeah. I was like, can you make it Christmassy? And he was like, there you go. So, yeah, hope you enjoyed that. That is essentially the tone that's going to be for the rest of this month. So, hope you enjoy the special Christmas editions of all of that. In the meantime, hey up, everyone. How are you all doing? If you thought a pesky operation on Wednesday was going to stop me doing videos and streams, you got another thing coming. I was teetering a little bit, thinking maybe not possible. Do you know what? Screw it. Everything's all right so far. I'm sat on my donut. I'm comfy. My operation site is safe, so we're going to go for it. In the meantime, before we jump into today's main topic of the stream, a little bit of housekeeping as always. Those that are watching on the replay, you should know the drill by now. Fast forward like 10-15 minutes and I'll pretty much be starting the main topic at that point. But a lot of support's been coming in before the stream started. First up, Jess2003, thank you so much for your continued support for the leadership, saying, hope your recovery goes well, Steph. Such a privilege to be a part of this community. You're amazing. Well, it's such a privilege to be a part of this community myself. You guys are freaking amazing as well with all the support you've been giving me, especially the 24 hours when I was in hospital and getting all your well wishes. You guys are freaking amazing, so thank you so much for that. Also as well, C-Kiss, leader for 16 months. Hey up, love. My good friend C-Kiss saying, hey up, fam. Hey up, CKs. How's it going, honey? Also, as well, we've got Nick Wilson, who's been a leader for 15 months. Thank you so much for your continued support for the leadership. Really appreciate it. Also, as well, a little bit of a shout out to my good friend, Sue Smith, over on her channel, Sue Smith on YouTube. Her late father, this is her late father's book, Never Pet a Porcupine, Dr. De Rossi. She's published this in his memory, in his honour, and I've read it, and it's such a cute children's book, guys. You can get this on Amazon, and I do have special permission to be able to read the porcupine poem of this book. So just to give you guys a little bit of a teaser, I mean, this is really well written, right? So this is the porcupine poem. In my best Yorkshire voice ever, guys, here we go. Never pet a porcupine. It has stickers on its spine. Stickers on a spine are fine as long as it's not yours or mine. If we had stickers, they would tear our shirts, our pants, our underwear. So do not ever cry or fuss, 'cause stickers do not grow on us. Cute, right? So there's the porcupine poem and other poems in this book by Sue Smith's late father, Dr. De Rossi. Please support her. Go on Amazon, order this book. You will not be disappointed. It is so, so cute. And I swear, it'll probably make a really, really cute present as well for little uns, for little kids, like, you know, like nighttime, bedtime reading and all that lot. So, so cool. Also, as well, just as a little bit of like, you know, insider knowledge, you know this cover right here? We can say thank you to Jesus from the Royal Rogue. Oh, yeah. The Royal Rogue helped out with the cover for Sue Smith. So shout out to the Royal Rogue. If you're not subscribed to the Royal Rogue and Sue Smith, you're living under a rock. Get it done now. So there we go. Shout out to my friend Sue. A wonderful book to absolutely be proud of your father for. Absolutely. T as in Tina, thank you so, so much for sending the $2 sugar bucks and the Ginger Doggy Fighting Arts moment. Yes. I love it. 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 Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so, so much. Will Call Magic, thank you so much for your continued support for the leadership for the past 8 months, saying happy to see you doing so well. Didn't even get to miss you here, LOL. No, I didn't really give you guys a chance, did I? Pretty much as soon as I got home from the hospital on Thursday morning, I was in it making another video because Omid Scobie had appeared on This Morning on UK TV. Oh, wasn't that a mess and a half indeed? Oh, my goodness. Right. With that being said, you guys, I'm thinking we should jump into today's main topic because, whoo, yes, Princess Catherine has, as far as I'm concerned, taken out revenge against Omid Scobie and Meghan Markle. Maybe not in the way that you guys were thinking, though. Yeah, she's done it in a very, very clever way, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. So let's jump into it. Whilst I'm going through today's main topic, guys, any support that you send my way, I'll get to it as and when I can. But here we go. So firstly, I'm going to start with a portion of Endgame that I'm like, oof, yeah, let's not even go there, right? So Omid Scobie says the following. He writes, for many of those in the press, Kate is the monarchy's last shiny thing. For many years to come, even more so given William's slow fade into his staid institutional role and the departure of Harry and Meghan. Put a new glamorous photo of Kate on the front page of a paper and a sales boost is guaranteed. Charles, Camilla and William, unless it's family drama, not so much. In the first months after her wedding to Prince Harry, the Duchess of Sussex was also a shimmering ornament in the royal family tree. And with her outgoing nature and leadership potential, qualities for which Kate isn't known, early coverage of Meghan's royal engagements were far less about fashion choices and more about her work or her role in the firm, right? So right there and then, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, what Omid is writing is Kate's only known for being the shiny ornament, for looking pretty but not having that much substance. Megxie, on the other hand, looked pretty and had a lot of substance, right? Coupled with the fact that we all know what Endgame Dutch version then said in addition about Princess Catherine, and you've got a bit of a shitstorm, right? That's just been created. Now, what has Princess Catherine done in the wake of all this, right? Well, let me turn your attention to Thursday this week and the Royal Variety Show at the Royal Albert Hall. Here she is, looking absolutely stunning, okay, in that gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous blue dress with Prince William. However, the Sussex squad, being the Sussex squad that they are, apparently slammed Princess Catherine for, quote, copying Megxie. Now, hang on a minute. Just as a little bit of a side note here, and we're going to get on to Princess Catherine's revenge in a moment. I'm setting this all up, so bear with me, okay? First and foremost, Sussex squad, why not slam Megxie for the numerous times that Megxie has copied Princess Catherine? Princess Catherine wore this first, Megxie afterwards. Princess Catherine wore this first, Megxie then afterwards. Princess Catherine wore this first, Megxie afterwards. But no, the Sussex squad aren't going to slam Megxie for copying Princess Catherine, right? Because it doesn't follow their own narrative of Princess Catherine being the evil, wicked stepsister, right? Right, whatever. So, anywho, the Sussex squad, being the morons that they are, forget the numerous times that Megxie has copied Princess Catherine and are jumping on this boat that, oh my goodness, Princess Catherine on Thursday copied their princess's dress. Princess Meghan, even though she ain't Princess Meghan, right? They call her that. Again, they're still morons. The Princess of Wales, she attended the Royal Variety performance on Thursday evening wearing a blue cape dress from the brand Sophia. Hopefully I've pronounced that right. Now, this is why the Sussex squad are going nuts on her, because Megxie wore a very similar dress from the same brand 5 years ago during a royal tour in Fiji when she was still a working royal in the royal family. And she wore the Sophia ginkgo cape gown when I could get my teeth back in. Now, let's just do a quick side-by-side comparison, right? And I'm going to explain why this is the first in 2 steps, okay, of Princess Catherine taking revenge out on Megxie and Omid Scobie. This is how Megxie wore the dress, right? This is Princess Catherine wearing the dress. There, to me, is no freaking competition. Princess Catherine is wearing this dress 1,000 times better than Megxie. Look at it. With Megxie, it looks like it's just plopped on, right? It's not tailored. It's like she's wearing a parachute, a bag. It's very baggy. It's not great. It's not great at all. I don't think Megxie knows that tailors exist in the world, right? Look at this. But Princess Catherine, perfection. Tailored, skimming the curves, looks absolutely beautiful. Competition is a game over at this point, right? So, this to me, okay, the first in 2 steps, as far as I'm concerned, Princess Catherine has taken revenge against Megxie and Omid, right? Omid's turning around and saying, look, Kate's just the shiny thing. Megxie, though, shiny thing, and she's got substance as well. And so Princess Catherine's turning around and saying, I'll freaking show you shiny then. I'll show you shiny until the cows freaking come home. Because guess what? Yeah, Megxie wore this dress 5 years ago. Looked a freaking mess. Let me show you how it's done then. You want to call me shiny? Do you know what? I'm going to own it. And I'm going to show Megxie up. And I'm going to show her how this dress is actually worn. And I'm going to beat her at her own game. Shaz, thank you so much for your continued support for the leadership before we continue. Saying, got mine today too, Steph. It's a lovely book. Yeah, absolutely wonderful book. Absolutely. And Tyrana Villanueva, thank you so much for the $2 sugar bucks and the Ginger Doggy Fighting Arts moment. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Keep the support coming. I'll get to it as and when I can. So, the first step of Princess Catherine taking revenge on Megxie and Omid Scobie is turning around and saying, do you know what? You want to call me a shiny thing with no substance? Oh, I'll show you substance, and I'll show you freaking shiny, because guess what? I'm going to show her up, and I'm going to show her that I can wear nigh on the same dress from the same brand better than this cowbag. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Ain't revenge sweet? And the thing is, right, the Sussex squad have got it all wrong. Slamming Princess Catherine for copying Megxie? No. Princess Catherine, as far as I'm concerned, is taking revenge against Megxie and Omid. Turning around and being like, you know what? I could be the shiniest thing ever. I could be shinier than Megxie and beat her at her own game, including nigh on wearing the same dress and showing you how it's properly worn. Show you how to properly wear that dress and wear it better than this cowbag. Love it. Love it. Love the shade. Now, next up, we have, because guys, it ain't over, Princess Catherine's uncle. So a couple of months back, I had reported on this channel that Princess Catherine's uncle is reportedly working on his own memoirs and looking to lift the lid a little bit more about Megxie, the whole Megxie, Princess Catherine situation, all that lot, right? Wow. Ooh. Princess Catherine's uncle has come out publicly and is slamming Weasel Omid Scobie for the tapestry of gibber and the bonkers claim that Princess Catherine is racist. Woo. And you think, guys, that Princess Catherine's uncle is going to speak out without really a little bit of a sly nod from Princess Catherine herself? My opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, right? Princess Catherine is allowing this to happen, is allowing her uncle to fight in the media, to fight back, to enact revenge on her behalf against Megxie and Omid. Now, we're going to get through this article in a moment because it's absolutely funny and amazing. But Nancy DVI, thank you so much for the $2 sugar bucks and the Ginger Doggy Fighting Arts moment. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So thank you so much for that. I'm just going to close a couple of these down. So there we go. All right, so let's get to this because this is just insanely funny, all right? So Gary Goldsmith, Princess Catherine's uncle, is turning around and saying, quote, "Pantomime season is upon us, I know, but I've never seen such a one-dimensional depiction of my niece Kate as the one I've just read in Omid Scobie's book, Endgame." And that's the thing, right? As I was reading Endgame live earlier on this week, an 8.5-hour stream, guys. Oh, I went there. Yeah, the two big bad guys that Omid Scobie is trying to paint out, as far as I'm concerned, is Prince William and Princess Catherine. Yeah, he's ignoring everything that Prince Harry and Megxie have done, as far as I'm concerned. Right? Convenient, right? He writes, "Does the man we all see as Meghan's mouthpiece really believe that the Duchess of Sussex is Cinderella and the Princess of Wales an ugly sister? Oh no. We see through that BS like there is no tomorrow, guys." And Louise Sinclair, welcome to the leadership. Thank you so much for spanking that join button. Really, really appreciate your face. Everyone say hey up to our newest leader, Louise, who literally spanked the join button herself. So thank you so much for that. Really, really appreciate it. But yeah, him trying to paint out that Megxie is Cinderella and Princess Catherine's the ugly sister is absolutely moronic. No one believes it and no one buys it for a second. And he writes, if he does, he needs his head tested. What does that make Harry? Buttons? Like, I see that sentence and every time I still giggle because it's like, oh my goodness. The shade, right? The shade indeed. Now, he writes that Scobie, of course, has form. He has a past on this. He writes about the first book, Finding Freedom, which was highly biased, highly in favour for Hazard and Megsy. And when Uncle Gary, Princess Catherine's uncle, saw Omid Scobie parading his latest book, Endgame, around the TV studios this week, he writes, I thought he was a smarmy character with a definite financial goal and an awful affected voice, but I didn't expect him to be such a fantasist. Oh, welcome to the reality, mate. He's, as far as I'm concerned, he's always been a fantasist. The penny's finally dropped for a lot of people now, but, you know, we've known this for quite a while as far as we're concerned. He writes, his book made me feel nauseous. I had to put it down many times because the book made me so angry I haven't been able to finish it. It didn't make me feel sick, but it made me feel really angry. Especially, like, in certain places, I was like, what the hell? How can he write that shiz? It was insane what he put in, right? He writes that it's a character assassination of Prince William and Princess Catherine. And mentions Princess Catherine 291 times. It's as if Omid Scobie might be a little bit obsessed with Princess Catherine. Similar to Megsy being obsessed with Princess Catherine. Pretty conspiracy theory, whatever. It definitely puts paid to the rumour that, you know, Megsy had a hand in Endgame. Just saying, it's a rumour. It's a rumour. But there's even a chapter devoted to Princess Catherine, which is, again, a load of trollop as far as I'm concerned when I read through it. And then he writes, and now we're even being told that Princess Catherine has been accidentally named as the supposed royal racist along with King Charles in the Dutch version of Endgame. He writes, somehow the names of the two of the most upstanding members of the royal family were in the manuscript when it was sent to Dutch translators. In a passage about an exchange of letters between Megsy and Charles regarding members of the royal family and unconscious bias. It's utterly ridiculous, he says, to consider that Kate is a racist. And there's a little bit of a rumour going out there that apparently they are not the actual royal racists. I'm looking into this right now. But there's a rumour out there that they actually aren't, quote, the royal racists. And the rumour says that Omid Scobie mentioned these two because they are the strongest standing royals in the royal family, that to name them as, quote, royal racists could be an attempt to destabilise the monarchy further proving Omid Scobie's theory that the monarchy is nearing its endgame and nearing to extinction. Again, rumour, I'm looking into it, but interesting, right? Racism isn't something which is inherent in anyone, it comes from an environment. Both Kate's mum Carol and I grew up in Southall, West London. He then writes, colour, race, age, creed and religious beliefs have never been a factor in our friendship or values. To think Kate would buck that trend is totally bonkers. And this is the thing, right? In a previous video that I did earlier on this week, I'd proven that as far as I'm concerned, Prince William and Princess Catherine have a history of speaking out about racism. When everything happened with Lady Hussey and Ngozi Fulani, Prince William and Princess Catherine were quick off the mark to release a statement through their spokesperson straight away condemning racism in all its forms. They have a history of condemning it. They don't have a history of actually, like, being racist, right? So, to me, it's like, you're going to say something like this about Princess Catherine and King Charles. Where are the receipts? Because I don't trust Omid Scobie as far as I could throw him, right? Anywho, if the standing ovation she and William got on Thursday night at the Royal Variety Performance is anything to go by, the British public know this too and don't believe a word of these absurd claims. It's why, as far as I'm concerned, Omid Scobie at the moment is on this absolute hell for leather mission to go on every single TV show he can to do damage control. But it ain't working. The damage is done. His credibility is shot. I mean, it was already shot anyway, but as far as I'm concerned, he's finished now. And hopefully it's to a point where he's not able to spread out this poison ever again in another book. That he's not taken seriously anymore. So that his poison doesn't, affect A, the royal family, and B, the British public, our culture and our identity. Because for better or for worse, I've always said the British royal family is part of our British culture and British identity. And to try and poison the British family is, in essence, to also try and poison our British identity and British culture. And if his whole credibility is shot, it means that any future attempts for him to do that is wasted. It's failed because no one's going to take him seriously now. So at least something good has come out of this book, right, guys? Now, he writes from the first page to the last, all Scobie does is retell well-worn stories, but with a particular vicious slant, using terms such as pliable, tightly controlled, and carefully assembled to scoff at Kate. And that's something that I also noticed when I was reading through it on that 8.5-hour stream. A lot of what's in Endgame, we already know. He's just put a spin on it. It's a lot of mental gymnastics for Team Sussex, right, that he's put a spin on. There's a couple of things in there that, yes, we've never heard before, but for 99.9% of it, it's like, dude, we already know. And? So what? So what? He even pursues the laughable theory that Carol orchestrated Kate's relationship with William, pushing her daughter to choose St Andrews University in a bid to meet William, when in fact she would have rather gone to Edinburgh. So here, Princess Catherine's uncle is debunking Endgame as well and being like, dude, get your facts straight, mate. He says the Middleton strategy involved more than just aristocratic affection. Carol calculatingly placed Kate right at the centre of young Prince William's world, he writes. What rubbish. St Andrews is the best university for history of art and Kate did well to get in. Does Scobie really believe that Carol was sitting there in a war room down in the basement of Bucklebury planning out some devious strategy saying, right, if we put her in the right place on this day, then bang, fireworks, right? It's as if Omid Scobie is painting her out to be this, master manipulator. To be like, do you know what? Her and Prince William, they're going to get together. I know the surefire way of her and Prince William getting together. She's got to go to the same university as him. Even though there's thousands of people that go to St Andrews University, right? No, that's a surefire way of getting together with the future King of England. It's like, what the deuce, right? Before we continue, CC Shell Bagabell, welcome to the leadership. Thank you so much for spanking that join button. I really appreciate your face. Everyone say A up to our newest leader, CC Shell Bagabell, which, by the way, I love that name. CC Shell Bagabell. CC Shell Bagabell. I love that name. It's so cool, right? So yeah, everyone say A up to CC Shell Bagabell. That spanked the join button themselves. Really appreciate your face. Thank you so much. Keep on sending your support through. I will get to it as and when I can going through today's main topic. But yeah. Then he writes, there's the offensive comparison of my niece to Princess Diana, suggesting that unlike her late mother-in-law, who was strong-minded, Kate has been a much more teachable, pliable future queen. I believe it's laudable that Kate worked so hard as a member of the royal family, and she should be applauded for being keen to serve. And this is the thing, right? A lot of what, here, let's go back to it, Omid is saying is that, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, right? She's all looks and no substance. That she's the shiny thing and that's it. She's the vessel, and the royal family tell her what to do, and she just does it because she prefers it that way. No, Princess Catherine's got a mind of her own. She's very, very strong in what she wants to do, especially when it comes to her early years work that she's doing right now on that particular initiative. She's in boardrooms meeting with top CEOs and businessmen. Megxie could only dream of having those kind of meetings, right? But no, she's the shiny thing with no substance, and Megxie is the shiny thing and she has substance. Yeah, right. I think Omid Scobie needs to re-watch the South Park episode, okay, where at the end, the, quote, Prince Harry figure-ish opens up the Meghan Markle figure-ish head and is like, it's all echoey in there because there's nothing in there. That is more closer to the reality than what Omid Scobie is trying to paint out here. It's as if he's trying to turn around and say, no, 2 + 2 doesn't equal 4. 2 + 2 = 5. I promise you, it does. And we're like, dude, we know the reality of the situation. You can't fool us. You can't fool us at all. But when I can get me brain into gear here, Princess Catherine's uncle is definitely not fooled, and he is out for blood. Writing, but Scobie clearly sees this character trait as a negative and even suggests that she earned the name Katie Keane on social media. It's not a name I've ever heard used. If it ever was, it must have been bandied about amongst his two mates. Now, this is very interesting because Katie Keane is from the Archie comics and apparently is a favourite character of Megxie. Again, I'm looking into this as well, but that whole Katie Keane nickname, it seems to be a little bit more insidious than, than what appearances may seem, if that makes sense. So stay tuned for that as well. Team Simone, thank you so much for the $10 sugar bucks, saying, in a show I saw earlier this week where 3 royal reporters said they had heard a name that was supposedly the, quote, royal racist a long time ago, but it was never the king or Catherine. Yes, that was on Talk TV. It was apparently JJ that said this. I'm looking into that. So stay tuned for a Daily Nerd video on that. I'm looking into it. I'm definitely looking into it. So there we go. And Nadine Williams, only 422, not even half of us. Takes a sec to hit the like and return to the live. Yes, if you haven't spanked the like button already, please do so. It definitely helps with the channel, with our community to grow further on YouTube. And if you haven't done so already, definitely spank the subscribe button as well. My goodness, whilst I was in hospital, you guys helped to achieve 80,000 alter nerds in this community, and we've already blown past 81,000. So we are now so close now to reaching 100,000 subscribers and getting the silver play button and hopefully causing a Christopher Boozy meltdown on Twitter. So if you want to cause a Christopher Boozy meltdown on Twitter, and why not, right? Help this channel get to 100,000 so we can get that silver play button right there. Spank the subscribe button, spank the like button, because they're the kind of spankings I definitely encourage you guys to do to me. With that being said, let's get back to this particular article because Princess Catherine's uncle goes in even further. So he says, it sounds to me like Scobie's whole social network would fit in a back of a Mini. He goes on to claim that Kate is work shy because she only has 20 patronages, and he criticises a decision as a mother of 3 to send her work around school terms. Personally, I think the British public has been really impressed with how William and Kate have chosen to modernise the royal family and put their loved ones up there with duty as a priority. Yeah, and let's put it this way. Princess Catherine, she's working more than 1 hour a week when it comes to charity. Remember, right? The last charity tax return from Archie, where it turns around and it says that Hazard and Megxie only did 1 hour per week each for charity. And Omid Scobie's going to turn around and say that Princess Catherine's the work-shy one. Oh, and let's not forget, Megxie and Hazard got dropped by Spotify because of low productivity. But again, Omid Scobie's going to be the one that's going to turn around and say that Princess Catherine's the work-shy one. This is laughable. This is laughable, guys. And so he says, you can see the confidence in young Charlotte, and both George and Louis are so well behaved at public events. Kate is doing a brilliant job as a mother and still finds time for her royal duties. What's wrong with that? She's a fantastic role model. That's what the majority of decent humans think. In Scobie's skewed view of the world, even this nice, loving little family is something to be mocked. Yeah, because as far as I'm concerned, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, anything that he can do to lift the Sussexes at the detriment of the Prince and Princess of Wales, he's going to do. He calls Princess Catherine work-shy, but who's the one that's only doing an hour a week for her Archie Foundation, as per the charity tax returns, right? Who's the one that got dropped for low productivity? Who's the ones that are being called effing grifters? Come on, right? And if we're really, really going to go down to it, and this is another video that I'm developing and it's going to be released next week, Omid Scobie, as far as I'm concerned, in modern times, this particular royal family right now has missed the biggest racist of all in the royal family. Hint. He's ginger and his nickname is Hazard. Come on. Come the frick on. Wait until you get that video next week, guys. It's shocking as hell. It's shocking as hell. How Omid Scobie's Endgame can name, in the Dutch version, can name Princess Catherine and King Charles as the, quote, royal racists. And misses out that one. Wait until that video next week. That's going to be explosive as hell. So, moving on, he then says, in echoes of Harry's torturous memoir Spare, Scobie refers to the Wales' family with the dismissive phrase, the heir and spare tasks achieved. Like, why? It's absolutely venomous. I mean, he's turning round and he's trying to say it's a factual account of the royal family as it is at the moment, right? But there's so much venom in it, it's untrue. I mean, there's the other sentence the sentence that really grinded my gears, that really, really made me angry, was right at the beginning when he turns around and he says, King Charles would have preferred life as Queen Camilla's tampon. Absolutely venomous, disgusting. And Omid Scobie's trying to make it out that this book is supposed to be like a factual historical document of the royal family and where they're going to go if they don't modernise, that it's their endgame. When he's putting in shiz like that, no, it doesn't. It's not factual. It's not a historical book in the end. There's an agenda to it, a very venomous, nasty agenda to it, right? Almost Empty Nester, thank you so much for the $5 sugar bucks. Saying MM's words and vomits editing. Also notice release of this with Catherine's Christmas concert. Interesting, no. Oh, whenever Team Sussex does anything, it's always coincidentally, right, with a major royal event. I mean, Spare was released the day after Princess Catherine's birthday, her first birthday as Princess of Wales. You think that's a coincidence? I don't think so. Anywho, let's crack on. He's like, let the Spare thing go, mate. They love all their children equally. When Kate opted not to attend William's Earthshot Prize in Singapore last month, I think she did the right thing, staying in the UK to make sure George was prepped for his exams. After all, he is our future king. Imagine them sitting together at the kitchen table working on his homework. That's a great example of family life we all resonate with. And so is Kate's legacy project, the Royal Foundation Centre for Early Childhood, highlighting the importance of those first years. Scobie even manages to make that sound rubbish, churlishly focusing on how supposedly nervous she was about public speaking and being filmed for a segment on Blue Peter, unveiling her back to nature garden at Chelsea Flower Show. And this is a thing, right? You go back to what he wrote earlier on, where it's like she's the monarch's last shiny thing, and insinuating, as far as I'm concerned, that she's all style, no substance, whereas Megxie is style and substance, but then conveniently forgets, well, hang on a minute, she's spearheading the Royal Foundation Centre for Early Childhood. She's doing a lot right now that's showing that actually, yeah, can she wear a freaking dress better than Megxie? Oh, yeah, and she proved that this week. At the Royal Variety Show on Thursday, her first act of revenge against Megxie and Omid, turning around and saying, you know what, you're going to call me a shiny thing? I'll show you shiny thing, and I'll show you that I can do it better than Megxie by wearing a dress similar to Megxie from the same exact designer. You think that was a coincidence? Oh no, that was done on purpose, guys. To show her how it's done. Valhalla awaits. Thank you so much for your continued support for the leadership. And 6 months? Wow. Don't time fly when you're having fun, eh, Valhalla? Well, thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate it. So, yeah. Not only is she proving, oh, you want to see shiny? I'll show you shiny. And I'll take my revenge by showing you I could be shinier than Megxie in direct comparison. She does have substance as well. But again, he's forgetting what she's doing now. Because it doesn't fit his narrative, does it, guys? In a patronising tone, Scobie writes, naturally timid and introverted, Kate had historically eschewed giving interviews or public speaking, instead finding comfort in engagements that were often led by a host while she quietly followed, giving a speech from a script or teleprompter. He said that he had to take a moment to compose himself because with the Catherine that he knew, it wasn't true. He said, I saw her on the show and she was a natural. I know that she's mindful of her role and lets William take the lead on their joint projects, but she speaks very eloquently, as she always has, and is refreshingly authentic. And why criticise someone who reads from a script? Bill Gates does it, the Prime Minister does it, so does the President of the United States. Everything that Weasley individual writes has a negative spin that's not deserved. Exactly. All politicians, members of the royal family have all read from teleprompters, this, that and the other. Yet he's going to criticise Princess Catherine for doing that? Why? Even Megxie has read from a teleprompter. He's not criticising Megxie though, is he? No, because it's not fitting his narrative of Princess Catherine being one of the bad guys against Team Sussex, against our Megxie, right? Diane Webster, my goodness, thank you so much for gifting 5 leaderships to some of our lucky alter nerds out there. So everyone say, hey, up to our newest leaders, courtesy of Diane Webster. My goodness, Diane, thank you so much for that. Who else is going to jump in and actually kick off today's gifting wars on this stream? Guys, we may soon find out. But Diane, thank you so much for that. He then writes, no one who has watched Kate over the years could call her shy. She's always getting involved and throwing herself in the deep end. It's the Middleton way. And I don't think she's had elocution lessons, despite Scobie's claim that she now sounds plummier than William. She sounds the same as she always has. No one who has watched Kate over the years could call her shy. Scobie doesn't seem to understand the public's love for her and sounds so bitter when he declares that Kate gets overwhelmingly positive media coverage for performing the simplest of tasks such as flipping a pancake. Before we get into it, Scotty McBoogaballs gifting 1 leadership to one of you lucky lot. And Renee Stewart, thank you so much for the $9.99 sugar bucks. I really appreciate your face. But my goodness, Scotty McBoogaballs, before we continue any further, gifting out that leadership to one of you lucky alter nerds out there. So everyone say, hey, up to our newest leader, courtesy of Scotty McBoogaballs. And before we continue any further, you know what that means, guys? It means that for this stream, I can now declare that the gifting wars has officially started. So, Thank you so much, Scotty McBoogerballs, for kicking off today's Gifting Wars. Who else is going to take up that sword and shield and jump into today's Gifting Wars? We may soon find out, guys. We may soon find out. But either way, let's crack on. Oh my goodness. You know what? That's just answered that. Astrid Vissers has just popped up, gifting 5 leaderships to some of you lucky lot out there. So everyone say, hey, up to our newest leaders, courtesy of Astrid Vissers. Astrid be like, I can get into the Gifting Wars as well. Booyah! Here's 5 of them gifted out to some of you lucky lot. So thank you so much for Astrid for doing that. In the meantime, oh my goodness, I will again get to your support as and when I can whilst I'm going through all of this. But yeah, he doesn't, it's like he's not reading the room, right? He's not recognising that Princess Catherine is much more beloved, much more liked than Megxie. It's as simple as that. But he says, let's be honest about what's going on here. As Jan Ross wrote in the Mail this week, Scobie's book is a reshaping of events through a golden Sussex prism. Again, it's as if he's trying to turn around and he's trying to say 2 + 2 = 5. I promise you, it ain't 4, guys, it's 5. It's like he's trying to reshape reality and be like, this ain't the reality, this is the reality. No, not going to happen. Marsha has, thank you so much for your continued support for the leadership, saying, I don't put anything past these two. Hope you're doing well, Steph. I am. I will be giving you guys an update after this main topic. So thank you so much for all your kindness so far. Really appreciate it. But Princess Catherine's uncle continues to say, for it is when he's describing the relationship between the Cambridges and the Sussexes that Scobie shows his true colours, painting Harry and Meghan as the perfect working royals and suggesting that the Cambridges looked dull in comparison. No, they don't look dull in comparison, guys. Guys, everyone loves Princess Catherine and Prince William. It's really a case of how do I put this? Everyone trusts Prince William and Princess Catherine. Not that many people in comparison trust Megxie and Hazza. I wonder why. Hang on a minute, let me just... Yeah, here we go. Sorry, I'm just tidying up a little bit. There we go. Here we are. This sounds to me like blatant jealousy, as William and Kate have always been the main event and Harry and Meghan the sideshow. Yeah. It does scream jealousy, right? Because I tell you something. If it was Megxie and Hazza that were the popular ones, this, that and the other, this wouldn't be happening right now. It's like Omid Scobie, opinion conspiracy theory, whatever, is trying to tear Prince William and Princess Catherine down to try and make Hazza and Megxie more popular. If that's the case, it hasn't worked. It's backfired spectacularly, right? He then writes, our future monarchy will always be front and centre for obvious reasons, but until the Sussexes felt that they were not going to get the lion's share of the publicity, it was harmonious, then all hell broke loose. He suggests that Kate was unwelcoming to a future sister-in-law and spent more time talking about her than to her, but I suspect cultural differences were at play. I really do. I believe that. Because, guys, best believe, right, and it's definitely been a learning curve for me, right? There are cultural differences between the English and the Americans. There really is. Like, I'm not, no BSing. There are a lot of cultural differences. Very, very tiny, but they're there. And they're quite distinctive as well. Like, I'm not going to say it in full, but you know the see you next Tuesday word? Like, I've learned that in America, that word is like, oh! Here, we're like, yeah, whatever. Like my old day job before I was a full-time YouTuber, we'd call each other that in the team every day. Hey, up, you silly, see you next Tuesday. My manager would call me it, I'd call my manager it, like, it was nothing. It was a silly term to band around and call each other, right? But in America, you call someone that, and it's like a proper like insult. Like you're gonna get knocked out for it, kind of thing, right? And other things as well that I've learned. But yeah, I would definitely suspect cultural differences were at play. Megsy thought she knew everything. Clearly, she didn't, right? Jackie Swan, though, thank you so much for jumping into today's gifting war, gifting one leadership to one of you lucky alter nerds out there. So everyone say, hey up to our newest leader, courtesy of Jackie Swan. Who else is going to jump into today's gifting wars? Guys, we may soon find out. Going back to this epic revenge for Princess Catherine done by her Uncle Gary here. Here we go. For me, Meghan is too rumbustious and desperate to be the centre of attention. I agree with that, don't you? Kate will generally put people at ease, make them feel relaxed and try to make them feel important. It's a superpower which is very difficult to pull off when you have a Zebedee character bouncing about, demanding special treatment and the spotlight. If you don't know the reference to Zebedee, Google it. And then you'll be laughing with me. Let me put it that way. Relationships need time to develop. It does not mean that Kate is cold or frosty. She's very welcoming, has a loving heart and warmth about her, but realistically, she would also naturally be reserved meeting someone new for the first time. But that's the English culture. Generally speaking, in England, when you meet someone for the first time, you are reserved. That is a very, very English way of things. Now, I'll be very honest, okay? Me, no. I'm not reserved. You meet me, I'm like, hey up, how's it going? Like, I'm just me and that's it, right? I don't give a shiz. But there's two reasons for that. I'm also Italian as well. So I have that little bit of that rambunctious Italian attitude in me. B, I've not said it much, but there's nothing to hide. I am autistic as well. I am on the autistic spectrum. So me and social situations, I look at them and deal with them a little bit differently to others that are not on the spectrum. Let's put it that way, okay? But generally speaking, that is the English way. When someone meets someone for the first time in England, it's very reserved. It's very formal, right? It's true. It's true. In Scobie's Meghan's Good, Kate Bad world, there seems no room for this kind of nuance. There isn't. And even though, best believe, Omid Scobie knows, he must know, he must be aware of the English culture of being reserved when you're meeting someone for the first time. He's, as far as I'm concerned, opinion conspiracy theory, whatever, he's not going to add that in to Endgame, because again, it doesn't support his narrative of Meghan good, Kate bad, right? In one passage, he drips yet more poison on Kate while elevating Meghan with a saccharine reference to the latter's outgoing nature and leadership potential and describing them as qualities for which Kate isn't known. In another reference, he seems to be trying to claim Kate even owes a style to her sister-in-law, saying she transformed her wardrobe into more relaxed business casual attire chosen by Megsy. Even saying even Megxit, which was so damaging to the monarchy, and put Kate, William and their whole family under enormous strain, and of course required them to take on the patronages vacated by the Sussexes when they flounced off, is seen by Scobie as an example of the Muppets in Montecito actively helping the Waleses. Like, the mental gymnastics that Omid Scobie had to take in this book, Endgame, is like Olympic level. It's stupid, but it's Olympic level, right? It's insane. Lulu's mum, thank you so much for the $5 sugar bucks. Really appreciate it. Saying you and Jesus at Raw Rogue should do a show, body language and linguistics, and that would be a fun way to dig deeply into these characters. I'm up for it. Love Jesus. He's a wonderful, wonderful friend. If you're not subscribed to him on the Raw Rogue, guys, you're living under a rock. Get it done now. But yeah, that would be a fun video stream to do. Like, he does the body language and I do the linguistic analysis. Although I think he can do linguistic analysis anyway, so I don't think he'll need me, in all honesty. But there we go. thank you so much for those sugar books. Keep the sugar books coming, guys. I will get to them as and when I can whilst I'm going through this main topic, which, by the way, we're nearing to the end now. So he says that period saw the introduction of Kate 2.0, a slightly more relaxed, more relatable Duchess with a voice that could be and needed to be heard, he drones. But the thing is, Uncle Gary's turning around and saying, look, the notion that Princess Catherine and Prince William is going to be taking any advice from Team Megxit is absolutely insane. He writes, I must say I struggle to understand why Scobie has got such a warped view of the world. He's so well balanced, he's got chips on both shoulders. Luckily, my family is made of sterner stuff. I'm sure both Carol and Princess Catherine will keep calm and carry on business as usual, as she's been doing. You know, here is Megxit in that blue dress from the same designer. And here is Princess Catherine showing her how it's really, really done. Showing up Megxit, proving her and Scobie wrong and beating them at their own game. Ooh, beautiful, right? Absolutely beautiful and stunning. He says it's too close to Christmas and they have more important work to do than worrying about retired royals in Montecito. If I had one Christmas wish, it would be that people don't buy this book and stop talking about it. It's not a stocking filler, it's a Christmas turkey. Or could be used as, you know, potential logs on a fire. Just saying. Of course, you know, used responsibly, don't burn the house down, all that malarkey, don't be stupid, be safe, blah, 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 right? He says, if someone bought it for me, I certainly wouldn't put it on my bookshelf. It would be straight out of the back door and into the garden on the compost heap. I won't put it on the compost heap. I'd be very, very frightened that the ink, the poison ink would poison the compost and all my flowers. So I wouldn't even trust that, to be fair, guys. But anywho, oh my goodness, you guys. So just to recap, if you think Princess Catherine hasn't taken revenge out against Megxit and Omid Scobie, think again. So let's recap. The first thing that's happened is earlier on this week, Princess Catherine attended the Raw Variety Show on Thursday wearing this absolutely stunning dress, right? And in Omid Scobie's book, he's like, she's all shiny, no substance, this, that, and the other, whereas Megxit is shiny and has substance. But guess what? Princess Catherine's like, do you know what? No, I'm going to show you shiny, and I'm going to play Megxit at her own game, and I'm going to beat her, and I'm going to show her how it's done. Because you see this dress? Well, it's a dress that Megxit wore, a similar dress from the same designer, about 5 years ago on a royal tour in Fiji. Look at this mess, guys. It's not fitted. It looks like it's a plastic bag over her. It just doesn't look nice at all. But compare that to Princess Catherine. Princess Catherine is like, I'm the epitome of perfection. Not Megxit. Get it right. Scabies. Then the next act of revenge against Megxit and Scabies, allowing her uncle, guys, as far as I'm concerned, to do this op-ed to defend her and her family publicly via the Daily Mail and going in on Omid Scobie and Megxit. Because I tell you something, if you think this was done without Princess Catherine's knowledge and without a little bit of a sly nod from her to him, you're being a little bit naive, guys, I have to admit. So there we go. That is the main topic of the day. Everyone that's on the everyone that's in the live chat, stay exactly where you are. We're going to continue for a little while longer. Everyone that's watching on the replay, if you appreciated this video and you want more, and this operation on Wednesday ain't going to stop me, of course there's going to be more, then make sure you subscribe to join our Vault and Nerd tribe. I'll be honest with you, help us get to 100k so we can get that silver play button right there and hopefully cause a Christopher Boozy meltdown on Twitter. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theories, whatever's. Also as well, if you've got some very strong opinions about what I've just gone through and Princess Catherine's revenge that she's taken out, as far as I'm concerned so far, against Megxit and Omid, and I bet let you do, then make sure you send me a super thanks. It's just below this video right here. We can have a conversation about this because it does guarantee a response from me. And hey up, live chat. How's it going? Same rules apply as always. Anyone that sends me a super chat sticker, member chat, your chats are guaranteed to be read out. Everyone else, I'm just going to pick and choose what stands out to me, but they're not guaranteed to be read out, so do bear that in mind. Matthew Fitchin, though, thank you so much for the $10 sugar bucks, saying... And that is why we love you, Stef. Your honesty and you seem really down to earth, in my opinion. I myself am Italian, and yes, we Italians have a fire in our blood. It is what it is. I actually spoke to my grandma and granddad a couple of hours ago, and they are going to be celebrating their 60th wedding anniversary in a couple of weeks' time. Now, in a couple of weeks' time, my stitches are going to be taken out from my operation. And the doctor has said that at that point, there's every good chance that I'll be cleared to fly and to be able to go to Italy to attend their 60th anniversary, because I couldn't go to their 50th one 10 years ago because where I worked at the time, they wouldn't let me have the time off because it was during the Christmas period. But this time I work for myself. And yeah, this might be like the last, it's sad to say, but it's the reality. This might be like the last major anniversary that they're able to like celebrate together, because they're knocking on, and health-wise, it's not good to say the least. So I really, really don't want to miss out on it. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, I'm going to be honest. Absolutely. There you go. I can't be anything but, right, guys? So yeah, thank you so much, Matthew, for that. Really, really appreciate your face. And thank you so much for everyone that supported this stream so far. My goodness, we have got to 768 likes. My goodness, 768 of you have spanked that like button without me realising it. We achieved a monkey pretty much ages ago. So you know what, guys? Before we continue any further, get your dancing monkey shoes on, because we just achieved a monkey. So thank you. There we go. Thank you so much for everyone that spanked the like button so far. We are now 225 spanks of the like button away from achieving a double monkey. So who else is going to spank that like button? Spanking the like button and spanking the subscribe button are two ways I definitely encourage you guys to spank me with. They're the only spankings that I like you guys to do to me. Obviously the join button as well if you can, but the subscribe and the like button getting spanked, for definite. If I just refresh, let's see how many of you have spanked the subscribe button. Oh my goodness. Wow. 81,162 of you have spanked the subscribe button. So thank you so much. We are getting ever so closer to getting that silver play button right there, and hopefully causing a Christopher Boozy meltdown on Twitter, because could you imagine, right? That one in the middle getting a silver play button? How dare she in YouTube? Oh my goodness, wouldn't that be funny? I know it'd be funny. So let's get it done, right, guys? Carbonized Stardust, thank you so much for your support for the leadership and joining. I really appreciate your face. Everyone say, hey, up to Carbonized Stardust. Really appreciate it. My goodness. Let's see what else you guys are saying. And oh my goodness, the like button. Wow, you're proper spanking the like button hard at the moment. I'm definitely feeling it right now. Woo! Continue to spank that like button. Once we get to 1,000 likes, we've achieved a double monkey. And then we get to celebrate it all over again. So let's get it done. Ms. Mew, thank you so much for the $10 sugar buck, saying your blaring humour and that dry wit of... When I get my teeth back in, apologies. Your blaring humour and that dry wit of Jesus's would be something to behold for sure. I mean, the conversations that we have behind the scenes, myself and Jesus, are so much fun anyway, in all honesty. So, yeah, to get that out in the open would actually be fun. Yeah, maybe. I'll think about it. How about that? I'll think about it. I know that I'll be launching the Royal Court soon, which is either going to be like a weekly, bi-weekly or monthly kind of show, and I'm going to get guests on and we're going to talk about the royal news and have some fun with it, and there's going to be sections and it's all going to be timed. It's going to be fun, basically. So If Jesus isn't too busy, he might. I'll invite him. He might join. You never know. You never know. If you don't ask, you don't get. Right, guys? But Ms. Mew, thank you so much for that. Tears and Tina, thank you so much for the $2 sugar bucks saying, how are you feeling after surgery? You've been busy. I know, right? So I'm feeling okay. I've got donuts everywhere for me to sit on. You have no idea. I've got one in my bed. I've got one here. I've got one downstairs on my sofa. I've got one everywhere, guys. Best believe. And I've taken off the dressing today. So the dressing is off. The stitches are in place. The surgeon's done a really, really good job looking at it so far in removing the cyst. It's very neat. It's very tidy from what I can see so far. So, yeah, I just, have to be very, very careful, follow the advice, take the medication. I'm not in any pain. Does it feel a bit uncomfortable? Yes, but it has done for a while now anyway with the cyst in place, hence it being removed. So it's nothing different at the moment, if that makes sense. So yeah, but I'm okay. I think that the general anaesthetic is definitely out of my system now, because the past 48 hours I've been in and out of sleep. It's been a bit weird, but I've still been able to release videos in the meantime and do this stream. So I'm really, really glad that it's not stopped me doing what I enjoy and what I love doing on this channel. So literally the morning I came out of the hospital, I got home, Omid Scobie was doing that interview on This Morning programme, and within the hour I was filming a video and getting it released. When Team Sussex being stupid, it doesn't matter if you've had an operation or not, guys. They're still going to continue being stupid regardless, and, I've got to report on it, right? Great timing, right? Anywho, Shaz, thank you so much for the £5 sugar bucks. Saying, thanks, Stef, for your insight to this whole nasty that is happening. Absolutely. I mean, guys, a lot of you are saying, the royal family needs to fight back. The royal family needs to do this. The royal family needs to do that. Best believe they are fighting back, guys. But it's in a very, very high level kind of clever way. As I explained, what Princess Catherine wore to the Royal Variety Show, if you think that's a pure coincidence, oh hell no, that was a message to Omid and Megxie and her taking back revenge. And Princess Catherine's uncle doing that op-ed in the Daily Mail, that's another way, as far as I'm concerned, of Princess Catherine getting her revenge on Megxie and Omid Scobie. So, guys, read between the lines. It's happening. It's happening. And for those that are turning around and saying that the palace will never take legal action against Omid Scobie for what's happened with the Dutch version of Endgame, let me put it this way. There is precedent. The palace have taken legal action before against the press, against journalists. One that sticks out to mind is when Prince William took action against the press that took those pictures of Princess Catherine when they were on that private beach. It has happened in the past. What's happened here is just as egregious. They may be moved to do it. And reports are coming out that King Charles is still considering the legal option. So it's not off the table at the moment, guys. It's not off the table at the moment. Jennifer Reed says, I just love Princess Catherine. I think she's beautiful inside and out. I agree. I love Princess Catherine too. I do think she's beautiful inside and out, and she's done an amazing, amazing job and has given an amazing service to this country and continues to do so. For anyone to try and say otherwise, to me, they're insane. They're insane, and they're smoking something as far as I'm concerned. LC says, your voice sounds so much stronger than the last 2 days. I guess our prayers worked. Well, thank you. Literally Thursday when I did those videos, it was the day I'd just come out of hospital, less than 24 hours since my operation. And then Friday as well. And so, yeah, it took a couple of days for me to get over the lethargicness and the medication and all that lot, guys. I'm not 100% there yet, but I'm still glad I'm able to do this, that's for sure. Devon Stef, thank you so much for your continued support for the leadership, saying the jealousy from them in the toilet paper book is clear. Our queen in waiting and her beautiful kids will continue to shine bright, unlike Nutbeg. I definitely agree with that. Definitely agree with that. What else are you guys saying? Let's have a gander. Spectre says, Steph has a great Yorkshire sense of humour. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Yorkshire represent, right? Yorkshire represent. Joanne Hawley, thank you so much for that very, very generous $20 sugar bucks. My goodness. Saying, hi, lovely Steph. You should hit the like in your polls you put at the beginning of the stream. I did. In the poll, I totally subscribed to this channel and liked this stream because Megsy and Scabies cowbags, you are hashtag Team Catherine, you are awesome, or all of the above. The poll's there. Don't worry about it, love. Don't worry. I gotcha. So, guys, if you're enjoying this stream so far, and my dedication to still continue on this channel, even though a couple of days ago I was literally in hospital having an operation, just for that alone, I think it definitely deserves you spanking me like button and my subscribe button, if I do say so, Miss Anne. Oh, my goodness. But, Joanne, thank you so much for that wonderful sugar bucks. Really appreciate it. Lizzie B says the Royal Court. Oh, yes, the Royal Court. I've devised a whole plan for it. Each episode, there's going to be segments, regular segments that are all going to be fun. You guys will be able to interact as well. And yeah, I'm going to have a guest on for each episode of the Royal Court, and we're just going to have some fun. So yeah, stay tuned. Brandon behind the scenes is developing some animations for me for the different segments. It's going to be a little bit, how do I put this? The Royal Court's going to start a little bit later than usual, later than planned, because he's got another project to do for Popcorn Planet at the moment. So what I've got for the Royal Court has been put on the back burner, which is absolutely fair enough. But once he's finished with what he's got to do with Popcorn Planet, then he's back to finishing off the animation segments for the Royal Court, and hopefully the new year is when we can actually launch the Royal Court series and we can have some fun. So stay tuned for that, guys. I've worked really, really hard on developing that series and the different segments and whatnot, and I'm pretty proud of what I've come up with so far. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Cass1954 says, when you get the silver play button, you need to make a t-shirt with a silver play button and put the statement, the one in the middle. Now that would be funny, wouldn't it? That would be, that would just be like chef's kiss, right? Chef's kiss. Dr. Marcock says, where's the cyst located, Steph? Lower back. Lower back. Naomi Hollingsworth, thank you so much for your continued support for the leadership, saying, got myself a porcupine too. So glad you're recovering super fast, lass. Yeah, I mean, I was expecting to be in a heck of a lot more pain, but I'm not. I suppose I'm really lucky that the cyst that was removed was pretty small. My brother had to go through a similar operation a couple of years ago, and his was absolutely horrendous. His was really, really big. So I suppose that's why he had more trouble with the recovery in comparison to myself. So I'm lucky. Jackie Swan, thank you so much for your continued support for the leadership, saying happy to see you tonight, wishing you a speedy recovery. Thank you so, so much. Really, really appreciate that. Let's see, what else are you guys saying? Summer Savage says, Steph, you are a machine. Why, thank you. Appreciate that. Oh my goodness. Do you know what? Even with me recovering on the day I came out of hospital, and I still did those videos, and then on Friday I still did, you know what? I still enjoyed doing them. It wasn't a slog. It wasn't like, oh, I gotta do these videos even though I feel like shiz. I was like, yeah, I still get to do videos. Let's do it. Like, I was like still super excited anyway, regardless. And I didn't let the surgery or the medication or anything like get me down. So yeah, I'm super glad. I was saying this to Sue earlier on when I was speaking to her. I said, you know what? I'm super, super glad I was still able to do the videos because, you know, I was still able to do something that I enjoy. If I wasn't able to do these videos over the past couple of days and, you know, stream and everything on the channel, you know what? I think I'd just be low and sad and depressed and everything. So I'm glad I've still been able to find a way to still do this while safely still recovering. So there we go. Water Dragon, thank you so much for the $2.79 sugar bucks, saying, happy you're doing well, Steph. I support Kate. I support Kate too. Absolutely. Absolutely. B. Perez, thank you so much for that very, very generous $19.99 sugar buck, saying, love you and love what you do. Love from USA. Big fan. Well, thank you so much. My goodness, guys. Alice McCarry, thank you so much for the $5 sugar bucks. Oh, and it's the Ginger Doggy writing #1. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, thank you so much for that. My goodness. Wow. And guys, whilst I have your ear holes, there's a couple of videos that I want to turn your attention to. So after this stream, which I will be ending shortly, guys, so if you've got any last minute comments, sugar books that you want to send, do it now. But I released 2 videos earlier on today. Oh yes, the grind does not stop for no one. Firstly, this I was immensely proud of doing. So I was able to find someone who has decades of experience in the translator industry, and she was very, very happy and very, very gracious to come on for me to do an interview with her. And so, yeah, I have an interview with a translator who is exposing Omid Scobie and his Endgame and his explanations as to how, you know, the Dutch version of Endgame was released. We go through the process of what a translator has to go through in order for their finished project to be released, right? And yeah, Omid's in trouble, guys. Omid is in trouble because the process that a translator has to go through when they're translating something from English to another language is so strict, it's so stringent, and we go through this in this particular video from earlier on. His whole explanation of translation error, this, that, and the other, definitely makes no sense. And actually, from this interview that I do with this translator that has 30 years experience in the industry, owns their own translator company, okay? It actually, I think, raises more questions for Omid rather than answers. So check that one out. I'm definitely proud of that video. And then earlier on, a couple of hours ago, yeah, Omid Scobie is in trouble with the Swifties. Yep, Taylor Swift has got some bad blood with Omid because, yep, pretty conspiracy theory, whatever, he lied about her in Endgame, and the Swifties are not happy about that. So yeah, check out that video as well from earlier on today. More videos coming tomorrow as always. And yes, there will be another Daily Nerd live Sunday edition, 10 o'clock UK time. So I hope to see you all for that. Naomi Hollingsworth, though, thank you so much for the £2 sugar bucks and the Ginger Doggy Fighting Hearts moment. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much for that. My goodness. Astrid, thank you so much for the continued support for the leadership, saying press the like button. It's free, people, exactly. And we're less than 100 away now from achieving a double monkey. We're actually about 60 spanks of the like away. So continue spanking that like button if you haven't done so already. And let's get to 1,000 likes before we end today's stream. What else are you guys saying? Let's have a gander at this. Let's see. Oh, Project Metal Music. Thank you so much for this. Yes. So, for those that don't know, and I'm going to amend it on my link tree because it says the wrong thing for some reason, but I've got a couple of messages asking, you know, what do I want for Christmas, right? A couple of subscribers have reached out to me and they're like, oh, we want to get you something for Christmas. We want to get you a little present or whatever, right? So for those that are asking, can we get you something, Steph? We want to get you something for Christmas, this, that, and the other, because I've already, like I said, had a few messaging me already. If you go onto my link tree and go onto my Amazon wish list, I have put a couple of things on there already. So if anyone wants to actually get me something for Christmas as a Christmas present, you can do so via my Amazon wish list. It says for my birthday. It shouldn't be saying that. It should be saying for Christmas, but I'll get that changed. So yeah, for all those that are asking, how do I get you a Christmas present? What do you want? Where can I send it to? This, that, and the other. Well, I don't have a PO box anymore. I closed that down. So instead, the next best thing, my Amazon wish list. So if you do want to get me something for Christmas, that is your option there for your guys' consideration. But Project Metal Music, thank you so much for sharing that. Martine Verhulst, thank you so much for the €2 sugar bucks and the Ginger Doggy Farting Hearts moment. Really, 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 really appreciate that. Oh my goodness. Dr. Moorcock says, say something in Italian, Steph. Oh, well, I'll be very, very basic then. Ciao, come stai? There we go. Basic, but there we are. Or if I'm going to order, let's say, I don't know, a glass of water, I'd be like, vorrei un bicchiere di acqua, per favore. Vorrei un bicchiere di acqua, per favore. I would like a glass of water, please. There we go. Let's see what else you guys say. Project Metal Music saying Steph is the Terminator. Tennessee Nana says, Steph, I really enjoyed your interview with the translator lady. Lots of interesting and good information. Yeah, I mean, one of the things that was kind of like, really bothering me was, we were all of us, we're talking about this translation of the Dutch book and, Saskia Peters, the translator that's in the middle of this all, but no one really has gotten to the bottom of, well, hang on a minute, what is the process for a translator? Like, are they just left to their own devices and whatever they translate, it's taken as it's right and that's it? How many checks and balances are there? What's the process? What is there to protect both the author and the translator to ensure that the translation is correct? What happens if a translator wants to add something in? Like, there's a lot in it. And in this interview, we go through all of it. And it leaves me under no doubt that as far as I'm concerned, Omid Scobie, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, is trying to gaslight the global translator industry. And that's not right. And so I thought it was really, 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 really important to do this interview with this translator that's been in the industry for 30 years, that has their own translator company, that's world-renowned, that's worked with so many big companies as well. And, shed some light on what the process actually is. And, in essence, prove, as far as I'm concerned, why Omid Scobie is full of shiz. And she does, as far as I'm concerned. You want to know more? Click on this one here, insane interview, and it is an insane interview. There's even a point where, she turns around, the translator turns around and says, look, when it's all finished and done and dusted and translated and everything, generally speaking, it's sent to the lawyers, the publisher, the author's agent, and the author themselves. So in Endgame, there is a chance that the Dutch version went to the lawyers to tick it off, the publishers to tick it off, Omid Scobie's agent to tick it off, and Omid Scobie himself. At the very least, I would imagine it would have gone to the lawyers for them to tick it off. And the lawyers would have seen that in the Endgame Dutch version, that, quote, the royal racists were named. Whereas on the other versions, it wouldn't have. You think the lawyers are going to miss that out? Come on. Seriously, this interview is an absolute eye-opener to the whole process as far as I'm concerned. So definitely give this one a lot of love, guys. A lot of love. What else you guys saying? Peggy Cole. Oh my goodness. Wow, Peggy, thank you so much for that very, very generous $49.99 sugar bucks. My goodness. Thank you so much. Saying, I'll have a theory. The letters exchanged between King and Meg were to never speak of this again. Scobie taking one for Meg now that it's out. She can write a book now and go wild. That's why it wasn't on Netflix or Spare. Okay. So you're basically saying that in the letters, there was an agreement between Megsy and King Charles to never publicly speak of it. That, in your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, she used Omid Scobie as a patsy to release the names publicly. And now that they were out in the open, well, she ain't the one that did it. It was Omid. But in her memoirs, she can now reference it. Because it ain't her that leaked it. It was Omid Scobie to begin with. So you can't blame her. You can blame Omid. Interesting opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Very, very interesting. I'm working on another theory. Might make the light of day, it might not. You know what I like to do, you know, theories with receipts, that kind of thing. We'll see. I don't necessarily agree with it, with what you're saying there, Peggy. But we'll see. Shaz says, watch them both, Stef. Oh, so you watched both the videos. Thank you. Couldn't believe you on the ball today on YouTube. Always, guys. I ain't gonna let a pesky operation stop me. Screw that indeed. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Carlina Cranfield says, Steph, do you have an email or how I can send you a private message? Yeah, so if you follow me on Twitter, at Steph Alternerd, you can send me a private message there, or at Steph Alternerd on Instagram. Or, yeah, you can send me a message via email, stephthealternerd@gmail.com. The details are all in the description bar below and in my link tree as well. So there we go on that. What else you guys are saying? Let's have a gander. What? Wendy? What? No, love. Is that? That's got no. Oh my goodness. Oh, Wendy. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. Go, leave. My goodness. Take care of your family. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry to hear that. Dogs are part of the family. When I had dogs with my ex, they were my babies. They were my children. And when Chipper and Digby passed away, it wasn't my dogs that passed away, it was my children that passed away, you know? I'm so sorry, Wendy. I'm so sorry. Hugs to you right now. And yeah, all the love and support your way, hon. I'm so sorry, my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, what else are you guys saying? Be Happy says, I watched the Swiftie video that you did before coming over here, so this one right here. And gotta say, Scooby-Doo deserves whatever comes his merry way. And then some, right? And then some. Sarah Arben says, if it was your pilonidal sinus, take care of yourself and make sure you do everything those wonderful medics tell you to do. Yes, it was a pilonidal sinus. Yes, it was. But it was a small one. So small, in fact, that they didn't have to pack it in. They could actually stitch me up. So, yeah, very, very lucky. It means that my recovery time is significantly shortened. It means that, yes, there is a strong possibility I can go to Italy for my 60th, for my grandma and granddad's 60th wedding anniversary. And it also means that I can go back to the gym and see my personal trainer much more sooner than I thought. So, yay to all of that. I'm still trying to eat healthily in the meantime. But, by the time I get back to the gym, we might be we might be where we started. Weight-wise, whatever. It is what it is. I will try my best. I really, really will. Kathy Webb says, I agree. The interview you did with the translator was a great insight of how it really works. There you go. Yeah. Insider showing you how it works, guys. See what else you guys are saying. La Pintura Bella says, and this is a good point, actually. Even Yahoo News figured out that Odious is a hack. They fired him, Yahoo News, which is pure junk, right? It's a good point. It is a good point, I think. In my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatevs, right? Oh my goodness, Jean Rick. Hey up, Jean Rick. Jumping in, gifting one leadership to one of you lucky lots out there. So everyone say, hey up to our newest leader, courtesy of Jean Rick. Jean Rick be like, let me remind you there's a gifting war going on. So thank you so much for that, Jean. Really appreciate your face. And Gareth James, oh my goodness, Gareth James be like, do you know what? I can spank that join button just as good. Spanking that join button good and hard. Thank you so much, Gareth, for doing that. Everyone, a special A up to Gareth. Welcome him to the leadership community because he spanked the join button himself. So that's a special one, that's definitely a special one. So Gareth, thank you so much for that. And Jean Rick is like, do you know what? Not only can I gift war like the best of them, but I can also find Stef's favourite super chat sticker, the ginger doggy farting arts moment. Thank you so much for the $1.99 sugar bucks. Really appreciate your face. My goodness. Oh my, Rhonda, that's very, very kind of you to say. Rhonda saying, Stef, your research and care you put into your vlogs is amazing. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Also as well, I just seen it, guys. Yes. As we are on our way out, we have achieved a double monkey, 1,000 likes for today's stream. So guys, that only means one thing. Get your monkey dancing shoes on again, because we just achieved a monkey. So thank you so much to everyone that generously spanked the like button so far and helped us achieve a double monkey for today's stream. You guys are freaking amazing. Thank you so much. And the support keeps coming in. It's as if you don't want me to go yet. You really don't want me to go yet. Oh my goodness. Sue jumping in and being like, I can gift war like the best of them as well. Gifting one leadership to one of you lucky lots out there. So everyone say, hey up to our newest leader, courtesy of Scobie Sue 73. But not only that, Ms. Emmy's like, I see you, Scobie Sue. and I can match you like the best of them. Sniz M gifting one leadership to one of you lucky alter nerds out there. So again, everyone say, hey up to our newest leaders, courtesy of Scobie Sue, but also as well, Ms. M as well. My goodness, guys. Thank you so much for all of this support. You guys are freaking amazing. I really appreciate it. I was very, very scared that, you know, after this operation, I wouldn't be able to do, you know, any of these videos, any of these streams, but no, I've got everything set up where I can easily still do it and do it safely as well so that my recovery isn't hampered or isn't affected by any of this. Let me put it this way. These donuts that I got from Amazon are the freaking bomb.com. I'm just saying. I've got them all over. I've got one in here. I've got one in my bed. I've got one downstairs on my sofa. I've got them everywhere, guys. I'm like, I'm not going anywhere without sitting on this donut right now. The only thing I can't do is ride my bike, which I'm a little bit sad about. But to be fair, it's like really icy out there right now and snowy, so I wouldn't be able to anyway. So, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, that's that. But yeah, guys, oh my goodness, let's recap then. I want to thank absolutely everyone as we are ending today's stream. Thank you so much, you guys, for tuning in and for all your support. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you to everyone that spanked the like button. Over 1,045 of you spanked the like button. So thank you so much for that. Thank you to everyone that spanked the subscribe button as well. My goodness, we are now on 81,184 alter nerds in the community. Only a couple of days ago, right, were we celebrating 80,000 alter nerds. So you guys, thank you so much for that support. It's, you know, when I came out of hospital and I saw, oh my goodness, we passed 80,000 whilst I was in hospital, it was definitely a humbling moment. It was definitely like, oh my goodness, that is just insane how you guys were still supporting me even though I was in hospital. So, you know, thank you so much for that. I really do mean it. And my goodness, we are closer than ever to 100,000 and getting that silver play button right there to cause hopefully a boozy meltdown on Twitter. So let's keep it going. So thank you to everyone that spanked the subscribe button. You know, spanking the subscribe button and the like button, they're the kind of spankings I encourage you guys to do to me. They're the kind of spankings I really do like. So carry on as you are, guys. Thanks as well to everyone that either jumped into today's gifting wars or joined and spanked the join button themselves. We got 19 new leaders for today's stream, so thank you so much for that. And thank you to everyone that commented in the live chat, that sent super chats. I mean, my goodness, they're still coming. You guys really don't want me to leave. I mean, I'll stay here for you know, as long as you continue to send me super chats and whatnot, I'll stay around. Therese Sands, thank you so much for the $5 sugar book, saying keep it up with Mr. Green Blob. Thank you so much. Scobie Sue, thank you so much for the $2 sugar bucks with the Ginger Doggy Fighting Arts moment. My favourite super chat sticker ever. Really appreciate that. And thank you so much to Marty Brown for the $1.99 sugar buck, saying, hi Steph, thanks for it. The lover. Thanks for it, the lover. I'm not too sure what that end bit means, but I'll take the thanks. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. But yeah, thank you to everyone that tuned in, that watched the live stream today, that interacted, whether you sent a normal chat, a super chat sticker, not a super chat itself, or, you know, a member-only chat, or you joined, or you took part in today's gifting wars. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. For those that are still watching on the live, on the replay, you got this far, bloody hell. On your way out, do make sure you subscribe to join our Alter Nerd tribe. Like I said, help us get to 100k so we can get that silver play button right there and hopefully cause a Christopher Boozy meltdown on Twitter. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theories, and whatevers. And as we're just leaving, Tyrone Villanueva be like, you're not going yet? I'm jumping into today's gifting war, gifting one leadership to one of you lucky lots out there. So everyone say, hey, up to our newest leader, courtesy of Tirana Villanueva. That took us to 20 new leaders for today's stream. So thank you so much for that, Tirana. And Deirdre Sorrell, be like, I can find your favourite super chat sticker as well. Thank you so much for the $2 sugar bucks and the ginger doggy farting arts moment, Deirdre. I really, really appreciate that. And Marty Brown says, I meant live, not lover. Oh, okay. So Marty Brown says, hi, Steph. Thanks for the live. Okay. I get you now. But thanks for the $1.99 sugar bucks to clear that up, Marty. Really appreciate that. And Oscar Budinsky has been a leader for 16 months. So thank you so, so much for your continued support for the leadership, Oscar. I really, really do appreciate your face. Oh, my goodness. With that being said, let's just refresh this. Wow. Okay, guys, we're closing up to 81,200 Alter Nerds in the community because we've just gone straight up to 81,188 Alter Nerds. So thanks again to everyone that spanked the subscribe button, that spanked the like button, that spanked the join button. You guys are amazing. Watch out for tomorrow on Stef the Alter Nerd. There's going to be more Alter Nerd videos, Daily Nerd videos that are going to be released. And at 10 o'clock UK time, there's going to be the Daily Nerd Live Sunday edition, and we're going to have so much more fun. We're going to have a right laugh. Let's put it that way. With that being said, thank you guys so much. I appreciate every single one of you. And until the next time, you guys, laters. Bye.